Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on the latest developing stories. We start with Ilkay Gundogan as the Barcelona star expected a more aggressive reaction after El Clasico loss. Believes that the team lacks strong leadership. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about the Ballon d'Or ceremony yesterday night, talking about our legend and Inter Miami striker Leo Messi, who recently talks about Barca after winning the Ballon d'Or, the best team in the world in football history. We are going to be discussing on how the event pan out. So as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Ilkay Gundogan stirred things up after Barcelona's El Clasico loss with a statement in which he expressed his surprise that there had not been a stronger reaction of rage and anger within the team after the stoppage time defeat to Real Madrid. Barca lost 2-1 to Real Madrid at the Estadi Luis Companys on Saturday afternoon, with two second half goals from Jude Bellingham, condemning the reigning champions to a defeat. So, what did Gundogan say? Gundogan, who was on target for Barcelona on the afternoon, did not mince his words after the match as he criticized the locker room for their reaction following the defeat. He said, I come from the dressing room and, obviously people are disappointed. But after such an important game and an unnecessary result for us, I would like to see more anger and disappointment. And this is part of the problem, he said. More emotions have to come out when you lose and when you know you can play better and do better in certain situations and you don't react. This then carries over to the pitch. We have to take a big step forward in that respect because otherwise, Real Madrid or even Girona are going to get away. I didn't come here to lose these kinds of games, Gundogan said, or to allow these gaps to open up. I also have a responsibility as a senior player not to allow the team to let these kind of things happen. We need resilience, Gundogan insisted. So what led to Gundogan's outburst? Now, Mundo Deportivo have collected information from sources within the Barcelona dressing room, which gives an insight into what led to Gundogan lashing out in the manner in which he did in his own team. Some suggested that despite the team being a committed group, the German could have sensed a feeling of regret and sadness rather than aggressiveness and aggression or anger after the game. The 33-year-old may even have detected a certain conformism given that Barca had been weakened by the absence of Pedri, Frankie de Jong, and Sergi Roberto, and the lack of pace of Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Jules Koundé. Meanwhile, another source suggested that the German sees a very healthy group of players but a lack of strong leadership. Another insider told Mundo Deportivo that Gundogan was disappointed with how Barcelona allowed Real Madrid back in the game, lacking aggression on the pitch in the latter stages. Either way, Gundogan's statements, even though they came as a surprise to some in the locker room, were largely taken with positivity. Of course, it should be taken with positivity. I think Gundogan had every right to lash out because it was so disappointing, to be honest. It was so disappointing. I mean, We were 1 point below Real Madrid heading into that game, and that was an important game for us to use, in fact, to take advantage of that. When we were 1-0 up, we couldn't preserve that 1-0 lead. And that was a pivotal moment for us in order to close the gap. In fact, because winning that game could have ensured that we are more than Real Madrid for 2 points. But what happened? We lost it out. We lost everything. We slipped off in the second half. A very good and impressive first half performance from Barca, to be honest. But second half, Xavi's pep talk did not work. I don't know if Xavi thought he was. I don't know if he was too confident that the team will win the game, because I don't. We never saw a team coming out in the second half like a team that are willing to do more to preserve the lead. They slacked off. I saw a lot of fatigue, a lot of tiredness. It was not easy. We understand that we have a lot of injuries. We're going through injury crisis. But let's not take that as an excuse. But we had every right to keep the lead, or at least increase it. But we never saw that fighting spirit from our boys in the second half. So Ilkay Gundogan, who has been there, in his career, he's a senior man, he's a leader by experience, and of course, he had every right to lash out, because from City, he knows the way Pep makes them to be irritated when they lose games and they bounce back. But he did not see that in the dressing room. So Xavi needs to improve on that. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. On a historic night in Paris on Monday, Barca legend Messi won record 8th Balon d'Or, taking home the Golden Up of the 2023 edition after having enjoyed a tremendous past year at a club and international level. The Argentine international, who currently plies his trade with the MLS with Inter Miami, won the Ballon d'Or after having led his national team to the FIFA World Cup triumph in December last year, along with winning the Ligue 1 title with PSG. During the speech and later in the press conference, Messi did not forget to express his love for FC Barcelona, where he grew into the greatest of all time. He said, like Aitana said before me, I was lucky to play in the best club in the world, the best team in football history. It allowed me to win so many titles and individual awards. Barca is the best club in the world in football history. It's a special club, very different from the rest. When asked if he still followed Barca, he said, "Of course, I follow Barca. It's the club that I love and will love all my life." He said, Barca have a great team. The squad has a mix of veterans and young players now, and this is very important in football. They are ready to be able to fight for the Champions League. I have no doubt that they are a candidate, but they don't have to put pressure on themselves to be the favorite. Messi left Barca in the summer of 2021 and ever since been linked with a return back home. Of course, Barca have been working on a tribute match for the greatest of all time. He said, "It was a strange feeling when I left the club. After what I experienced there, I didn't want to leave Barca like that. Barca is my home. I love this club and I adore the Barca fans. And I will be very grateful to be back again. And I would like to say goodbye to a Barca fan in another way. I felt like the sensations weren't good when I left. I deserve to say goodbye to the people that have shared good and bad times with me." On the possibility of returning to the club in some capacity, he said, Barca had a club that saw me grow up. They gave me everything that I love, and I have also gave everything. Why not come back in the club? But it's something I'm thinking about now. One day I'm going to be, living in Barcelona, to be close to the club in one way or another. I'm going to be linked to the club, and I don't know what could happen. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.